Playing catch up in a game
Hello
where
mga
everyone
kain-
else got a head start?
Hello mga investor, welcome back sa ating channel at ngayon pag-uusapan natin uh, itong growing up poor tax, no. So ito yung mga preconception ng mga mahihirap na pinagdadaanan. Ako galing talaga ako sa sobrang mahirap na pamilya. So talagang naintindihan ko to, nakaka-relate ako dito, no. And ano ba yung mga dapat nating gawin or ano bang dapat nating maintindihan about dito? So parang term lang to, no. So mas intindihin natin siya. So ipi-play ko na.
Or maybe you know someone who's constantly treading water financially, despite working their tail off? Well, stick around because we're about to dive into the not so pretty truth about growing up poor in America and how it messes with your money game long after you've left the hood. I'm Martin, and trust me, I've been there. From food stamps to Fortune 500, I've seen both sides of the coin. And let me tell you, those early years, they leave a mark on your wallet that's harder to shake than a bad credit score. Now, you might be thinking, but Martin, I'm doing okay now. Why dredge up the past? Here's the kicker. That financial DNA from your broke days, it's still calling the shots, whether you realize it or not. And for those still struggling, this video might just be the wake-up call you need. So, let's talk about how growing up with more month and money shapes your adult life. Ever notice how some folks seem to have a PhD in stretching a dollar, while others treat payday like it's the purge? Yeah, that's not a coincidence. Remember when your biggest financial decision was whether to spend your lunch money on actual lunch or save it for something more important? Those choices might seem small, but they set the stage for how you handle money as an adult. And let me tell you, unlearning those survival habits is tougher than getting gum out of your hair. But here's the good news. Once you understand how your past is messing with your present, you can start rewriting your financial future. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's break it down chapter by chapter. Chapter 1, the poverty tax. Ever heard of the poverty tax? It's not an official thing, but it might as well be. When you're broke, everything costs more. From higher interest rates on loans to not being able to buy in bulk, being poor is expensive. And guess what? That mentality sticks around, even when your bank account starts looking healthier.
Ayan, sobrang importante nun. So, pag mahirap kayo na hindi mo kaya bumili ng mas marami, minsan kasi may mga bagay na kailangan mong bilhin ng bultuhan, pero dahil wala kang pera, sa tindahan ka lang bibili. On which, tinutubuan nila yon. So, ayun, isa yon sa importanteng maintindihan pag mahirap ka, di ba, nakakaintindi ka na bibili mo lang yung sobrang konti, yung saktuhan lang. And then, yung mapapautang ka sa mga high interest loan. Diba? Kasi mahirap ka, kapit ka na lang, wala ka ng choice, 20%. Ako naranasan ko way back. May nagpapautang sa amin, nagkatrabaho pa ako sa fast food, 20% per month ang tubo. Sobrang sakit. Umutang ka lang ng 5,000, halos di ka lang makakabangon. Diba? So, babalik tayo.
Here's a quick example. How many of you still buy the cheapest option, even when you can afford better? Yeah, that's the poverty tax at work. It's like your brain is stuck in survival mode, even when the crisis is over. Chapter 2, the feast or famine mindset. Now let's talk about payday. For some of us who grew up poor, payday was like winning the lottery every 2 weeks. And what do you do when you win the lottery? You splurge, right? This feast or famine mindset can wreak havoc on your finances. 1 minute you're living it up, the next you're scrounging for change in the couch cushions. Sound familiar? Don't worry, we'll talk about how to smooth out those financial highs and lows. Chapter 3, the imposter syndrome. Here's a fun one. Ever feel like you don't deserve financial success? Like you're just waiting for someone to figure out you don't belong in that nice restaurant or that corner office? Congratulations, you've got a case of financial imposter syndrome. Growing up poor can make you feel like you're always on the outside looking in. But here's the truth. You belong wherever you've worked hard to be. Period. Chapter 4, the family ATM. For those who've managed to climb the economic ladder, here's a curveball, suddenly becoming the family ATM. It's a mix of guilt, obligation, and genuine desire to help. But remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. We'll talk about how to balance helping others without sabotaging your own financial health.
So ito, sobrang importante itong number 3 na to, yung sa part ng growing up poor tax, di ba? Family ATM. So, yung asawa ko, pakakausapin lang siya ng mga kamag-anak niya kapag kailangan na ng pera, no? Oy, may sakit sa ganito, may ganyan. So, akala nila nagtatay ka ng pera, hindi nila alam pag nasa Middle East ka, di ba? Hindi ka naman mayaman, saktuhan lang yung pera mo. Yun yung nakakainis lang pag kapag abroad ka na, akala ng majority ng Pilipino, mayaman ka, hindi na tinitingnan yung position mo. At kung magkano ba talaga yung sinasahod mo, di ba? Akala ka nila na nakakaluwag ka na mabibigyan mo sila lagi. Ang mahirap kasi sa ganun is, kinukonsinti mo sila, no? Hindi mo sila tinutulungan, which is very bad. So, continue na tayo.
Chapter 5, the education gap. Let's face it, when you're focused on survival, learning about compound interest isn't exactly a priority. This education gap can leave you feeling lost when it comes to investing, retirement planning, or even basic budgeting. But here's the thing, it's never too late to learn. We'll cover some basics and point you towards resources that can help you level up your financial knowledge. Chapter 6, rewriting your money story.
So yun, sobrang importante rin ng rule na yun, no? Importanteng matuto tayo sa financial literacy natin. Okay, hindi porket nakapag-aral. Yung iba nga po, 4 years graduate, pero hindi sila financial literate. So sobrang importante na pag-aralan tong financial literacy or personal finance.
All right, now that we've unpacked all that baggage, let's talk solutions. It's time to rewrite your money story. Here are some quick tips to get you started. 1, acknowledge your past. Your experiences shaped you, but they don't define you. 2, educate yourself. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to finances. 3. Start small. Building new habits takes time. Start with small, manageable changes. 4. Seek support. Whether it's a financial advisor or a money-savvy friend, don't be afraid to ask for help. 5. Plan for the future. Start thinking long-term. Your future self will thank you. Remember, your financial journey is just that, a journey. It's not about reaching some magical destination where all your money worries disappear. It's about growing, learning, and yes, sometimes stumbling along the way. So, whether you're still figuring out how to make your paycheck last until next Friday, or you're ready to dip your toes into the investment pool, know this, you've got this. And more importantly, you've got a whole community right here cheering you on. Thanks for joining me on this financial roller coaster.
So ayun, patapos na yung video. So sobrang importante ng mga sinabi niya sa growing up poor tax. No? Sobrang dapat maintindihan natin yon na kung saan may mga bagay kang hindi dapat bilhin, dapat kang mag-ipon at hindi pa late matuto kahit nasa 30s, 40s ka na. Importante yan as long as kumikita ka, dapat matuto ka mag-save and mag-invest. No? Sobrang importante niyan and ayun, mga ka-investor, pati sa pagtulong, dapat una mong tulungan yung sarili mo. 'Di ba? Ako, yun ang sinasabi ko lagi sa kilala ko at sa asawa ko na tulungan mo muna yung sarili mo kasi kung pag may nangyari sa'yo, hindi ka sasagutin ng mga pamilya mo kasi nga yung pamilya mo wala rin pera, 'di ba? Sisipa-sipain ka lang niyan, 'di ba? Mas importante tulungan mo yung sarili mo kasi pag nakatulong ka sa sarili mo, that's the time makakatulong ka sa iba. At syempre piliin mo yung tutulungan mo. Hindi lahat ng tao tutulungan mo. Kumbaga, may mga taong dapat talaga tulungan, hindi lahat. Kasi iba nagpapanggap lang na kailangan ng tulong. 'Di ba? Pag tinulungan mo kasi sila, kinukonsente mo yung kagaguhan nila. Okay? So lagi kayo mag-iingat. Salamat sa panonood and I'll see you in the next video.